Hi, welcome to another video by Gary Rose Travels. Please click like and subscribe for more videos, and also visit GaryRoseTravels.com for all the best budget backpacker advice. Now this video is a proposed 4-week trip through India. Now you're going to be starting at one side of India and you're going to be finishing at the other. It starts in New Delhi and it finishes in Calcutta. In this trip, I'm going to call it India's spiritual heart. You're going to be going to New Delhi, you're going to be going to Jaipur, Agra, Khajuraho, Varanasi, and then finishing in Calcutta. Now, if your flight is in and out of New Delhi, what I recommend you do, instead of taking a train all the way back on yourself back to New Delhi, I would recommend getting a cheap domestic flight back to New Delhi. It's probably a little bit quicker, a little bit more straightforward. It's also quite affordable as well, so win-win really. So what to expect? As I said, it's India's spiritual heart. You're going to see some of the most impressive architecture in India, because you've got the colonial architecture in Calcutta. You're also going to be seeing the sensual sculptures of Khajuraho, and you're going to be seeing the mighty Taj Mahal as well. And also you'll be going to see the most sacred site one of the most sacred sites in India, which is of course Varanasi. So tourist infrastructure is quite high on this trip. There's plenty of hospitals, especially in Varanasi, some amazing hospitals. There's plenty of amazing places to eat for tourist food if that's what you want. There's some lovely hotels. And also you can use your bank card, or you can use a combination of bank card and cash. If you are going to use your bank card, I would recommend making a large withdrawal before you get to Khajuraho, because it is actually, although there's a lot to see there, the actual town is really small. So for that, I would recommend making sure you've got plenty of cash before you get there. Other than that, you could take cash and card should you choose. Again, make sure you've got plenty of money changed up before you get to Khajuraho. So, can you do it all by public transport? Yes, of course you can. We are budget backpackers, and we have done this trip. We've done this trip and got the train all the way back from Calcutta to Delhi. So, yes, you can do it by public transport. First of all, what I would recommend you do is you head to, when you arrive in New Delhi, you head to the railway reservation centre and you book all of your tickets in advance. This is both cost effective on your money and also on your time as well. So once you've made a note of this route, if you choose to do it, once you've made a note, go to New Delhi railway station and book your tickets. If you're not sure on how to book tickets, you can watch my YouTube video on how to book train tickets. You can also visit GaryRoseTravels.com, because there is a post all about how to book train tickets. So 4 weeks in India. What I recommend is, first of all, 4 days in Delhi, and then you're going to take the early morning train to Jaipur. Now the train leaves at 6:05 a.m. And it's about 4 hours to Jaipur, so it's not far. Again, if you're staying in the Paharganj area, which I thoroughly recommend, I would say just walk down Paharganj, walk to the railway station and get on your train. It's really straightforward. It's a good introduction to how the trains work, good introduction to transport in India. First of all, 6:05 train, head to Jaipur. Now once you get to Jaipur, you're going to spend 4 days here. There's plenty to see, plenty to do in 4 days. And then you're going to take the train to Agra. Now, Agra is where the Taj Mahal is. But you're not going to ask for Agra, because there's railway stations, different railway stations. You're not going to ask for Agra Taj Mahal. You're going to ask for Agra Cantonment, because this is where the budget backpacker guest houses are. Also, if you get off at the other stop, you're only going to have to get a rickshaw back to, so you may as well get off at Agra Cantonment. Make sure you book your ticket to the Cantonment, not the Taj Mahal stop. Once you get there, you want to ask for the Taj Ganj area. So get off at Cantonment, ask for the Taj Ganj area. Now the train to Agra Cantonment leaves at 6:15 in the morning, so it's a nice early train. It's not far from Jaipur. So it's another straightforward journey to make. So ask for Taj Ganj. It's not far. And that's where you'll stay. Obviously, there's plenty to see and do in Agra. There's the mighty Taj Mahal. There's also a fantastic park nearby where you can get some lovely views of the Taj and lovely photographs. Also, while you're staying in Agra, you can include a visit to a place called Fatehpur Sikri. Now, Fatehpur Sikri is a mighty palace, also mausoleum. They've got a huge Jama Masjid, absolutely amazing place. You can get a private taxi to Fatehpur Sikri, or you can take the bus. Or you can take the bus basically. You have to ask for directions for that, from where exactly the bus leaves, but there's definitely a bus to Fatehpur Sikri. I just can't remember where it leaves from in the town. But yeah, it's definitely worth a day trip. Sorry, excuse me. Now, from Agra, you're going to head to Khajuraho next, and it's an overnight train. It's an overnight train. It's 11 p.m. train basically. What I recommend you do is you rock up to the railway station perhaps a little bit earlier than like 11:15. Rock up there about 10 p.m. Don't be leaving it late to get to the railway station. Rock up there about 10 p.m. Just sit and wait for your bags. It's an overnight train. You should be getting to your next stop of Khajuraho about 6 a.m. Which is fine. So yeah, it's another straightforward one, just 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. Once you get to Khajuraho, it's actually about 8 kilometres from the town, the railway station. So what I recommend you do, now there'll be loads of rickshaws all trying to get your business. If you don't want to, because it's also going to be really quite expensive to get into the town because they're going to try and extort you. So what I recommend you do, all the buses that go through the railway station will be heading to the town because there's not really anything else around there. It's quite rural. So you can either get on a bus or you can get a shared rickshaw. When we did it, we got on a shared rickshaw and took a shared rickshaw into town. We just had to stand our ground and wait for a rickshaw to become free because they were really busy with people. So what you want to do is just stand your ground, be adamant you want a shared rickshaw or you want to get on the bus. Because it is quite far, and if you're not careful, they will end up overcharging you. So yeah, a shared rickshaw into Khajuraho. Now Khajuraho, although it is a really, really big historical site, the town itself is really small and it's quite rural. As I said, there's also quite a lot of little villages dotted around in the countryside. The countryside is quite beautiful. There's also temples scattered amongst the villages. So 5 days in Khajuraho, there's plenty to see. There's lots of lovely photographs to take. The traditional villages are really nice as well to walk through. So after you've spent time in Khajuraho, you're going to head to Varanasi. Now, I hope you have read my Varanasi Shakedown post all about what to expect when arriving in Varanasi. Also, you can watch my videos on it. So please do check out my India route post on that and also my India route videos. You're going to take an overnight train to Varanasi. It departs at 11:50 p.m. Again, what I recommend you do is you leave Khajuraho kind of village centre quite a bit earlier, because if not, you're going to have to flag down a rickshaw late at night. That's 8 kilometres outside. They're going to overcharge you. Sorry. You're going to be charged a lot for that service. So what I recommend you do is have something to eat quite early on, maybe like 6 p.m, and then head out. Because if not, while there's still buses running, while there's still shared rickshaws running, because if you leave it too late, you're going to be the only person travelling on the road, and they're gonna try and extort you basically for as much money as they can. So try and make that journey quite early. Just sit at the railway station and wait. Sorry. When you get to Varanasi, it's going to be about 10:30 a.m, which is a really nice time to arrive in Varanasi, because you're arriving in plenty of time. It's plenty of daylight hours. You'll be able to see, you'll be able to get around, plenty of time for you to get lost in the old city. Now in Varanasi I've budgeted 5 days because there is so much to do and so much to see. It's an amazing, you want to do early morning boat ride, you want to do evening boat ride, you want to go to the Ghats, you want to see the priests in the evening. There's a lot to see at all different times. It's all quite different. Sorry, excuse me. So after 5 days in Varanasi, you want to take the overnight train to Calcutta. This departs at 6 p.m, so it's not a late time at all, 6 p.m. and it arrives in Calcutta at 8 a.m. Once you get into Calcutta, there's a lot to see in and around Calcutta. You haven't got to stay in the city centre. There's a lot to see surrounding. For us personally, we love Calcutta. We can easily spend a week, but you can head out from Calcutta up into the east of India. There's a lot to see. When you get to Calcutta, you'll be amazed at Howrah train station. It's one of the biggest stations in the world. It's definitely one of the busiest. It's quite amazing. So I have some recommendations for places to stay. So in Agra, as I said, the main tourist backpacker hangouts are in the Taj Ganj area. So expect to pay up to 150 rupees from the cantonment to Taj Ganj, unfortunately. See if you can find some other backpackers to share the cost with, because 150 on a rickshaw is quite a lot. In Khajuraho, there's some lovely hotels. We stayed in one called Hotel Surya, which is on Jain Temple Road. It's in a good location. It's very comfortable. It's quite luxurious, actually. We spoke about rickshaws and what to do there. Try and get a shared one. In Calcutta, hotels, rooms and guest houses can be booked up in advance because it's quite pricey, to be honest, in the Kawi Lane and Sudder Street areas, which are the main backpacker areas in Calcutta. What might be a good idea to do is to phone ahead and book a place. The best backpacker rooms, as I said, they're found in Sudder Street. There's one called Hotel Afreen. We have stayed in many times. I think it's about 1,200 or 1,400, so it is a little bit more expensive. But if you want less bed bugs in Calcutta, you've got to pay out, because if you're staying anywhere cheaper than 1,000, then there'll be bed bugs. The more you pay, the less bed bugs you get, basically, which is how it works in Calcutta. Now, when you arrive, you can take a prepaid taxi from Howrah railway station to Sudder Street. It'll cost you about 350 rupees, or you can take a bus to Esplanade, which is close to Sudder Street. This will cost you about 20 rupees. It's about an hour from the railway station into Sudder Street, so make sure you allow yourself plenty of time. That's another reason why rocking up in the morning is a good idea. So in Varanasi, you want to be, eventually you will find a place called Tirth Guest House. Now Tirth Guest House is in the Manakanika Ghat area. Expect to pay between 80 to 100 rupees from the railway station. Don't ask for Tirth Guest House because you will be extorted. They'll try and get commission. Ask for Manakanika Ghat area. So yeah, that's just a few recommendations. Now, again, with this video, I tried to make this video much more in depth and with more detail. However, I couldn't get it down to less than about half an hour, and it was just far too long. So this is basically my 4-week overview. If you want to add on to this trip, there's plenty of opportunity, plenty of space to add on. If you want recommendations on where to go, day trips, other places, by all means get in contact and drop me an email. You know, chat to me and Gary on Gary Rose Travels, and we will do our best to help you. Please visit GaryRoseTravels.com and also check out my travel route guide, because it is so much more in depth, and there's plenty of places that I recommend to eat as well. So thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon.